Alright, I'm not going to drag this intro out too long, I promise. I just want to ask real quick, what did you guys think of the new update? We got Aiku's long-awaited rework, a few polishing changes here and there, a bunch of flow buffs, and even a few surprise rarity shifts that honestly caught me off guard. Like, I was not expecting them to move Otoya to Legendary, even though, yeah, it makes sense. But then I saw Shidou get bumped down to Legendary too, and I was like, hold on, wait a second. Why? Because let's be real, Shidou's not weak, he's not outdated. Nobody in the community has ever seriously said, hey, this style should be lower rarity. If anything, he still feels like a mythic in terms of power and fan love. So why did the devs drop him down? Well, I've got a few ideas. Not just random speculation either, I'm talking theories that actually connect to what's been happening lately in Blue Lock Rivals. Like polls, play rates, roadmap hints, all of it. But before I really jump in, I just want to say thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're watching right now, especially early in the video, you're seriously a legend. And yeah, I know asking early kind of feels wrong, but if you like this kind of content, talks, theories, update breakdowns, the whole thing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're pushing for 20,000 by the end of June, and I genuinely think we can hit it, with your help. So yeah, thanks again. Also, happy summer. If you're watching this on June 1st, then welcome to the start of summer break. And if it's already June 2nd where you are, hey, still counts. All right, let's get into it. So let's talk about the big question. Why did they move Shidou down to Legendary? Because think about it. If a style gets downgraded in rarity, it usually means one of two things. Either the style is outdated and no longer fits the power level of its tier, or they're making room for something new. Now, Shidou is not outdated. Let's be clear on that. He's still got solid moves, good synergy, people still use him. So that rules out option one. Which leaves us with the second possibility, and that's the one I believe. They're making space in the mythic tier for NEL Shidou. Here's the logic. Imagine if both the regular Shidou and NEL Shidou existed in the same mythic tier. First of all, it would look weird. Second, if you spent pulling for NEL Shidou and got the regular one instead, you'd feel scammed. No way around it. So what did the devs do? They dropped regular Shidou to Legendary now, before releasing NEL Shidou, so when that version arrives, it takes its place as the new mythic, and everything fits nice and clean. It's honestly a smart move. Not only does it reduce confusion for players, but it also avoids future backlash. Like, I can already hear it. Why do we have two Shidous in the same tier when one is clearly better? Devs clearly thought ahead. So yeah, I really think that was the first sign. Now here's the second piece of the puzzle that makes it even more obvious. The refresh poll. Remember a few weeks back when the devs asked the community, which style should we refresh next? And Shidou won, like not just barely. He crushed the poll. Way more than anyone else. And then, what happened? Nothing. Instead, Hiyori, who finished third in that poll, got a refresh out of nowhere. Which makes you go, wait, what? Now there's two ways to explain this. One, from a logical design perspective, Hiyori had one of the lowest pick rates in the game. He was basically forgotten. So sure, I get why they'd want to make him relevant again, especially with NEL Isagi getting more play. That's a pretty strong chem setup. That's fair. But then, here's the second. Way more interesting theory. They ignored Shidou's poll win on purpose because they're already working on a new version of him. Not just a refresh, but a whole new style. NEL Shidou, and it lines up perfectly if you look ahead at what's likely coming. Because if NEL Shidou drops soon, who would be the perfect next release? Charles. Shidou and Charles are one of the most iconic duos in the manga. Their chemistry is wild. So if we get NEL Shidou now, then Charles could drop right after. Maybe even as the masterclass after Loki. And yeah, maybe Charles doesn't drop right away. But when he does, it's gonna make so much sense. The devs love building synergy like that. Hiyori plus Isagi, Otoya plus Bachira, it's a pattern. So don't be surprised if we get this exact sequence. June, Loki, late June or July, NEL Shidou. July, August, Charles, or even earlier, it just fits. Third point, and this one is the most obvious but also the most important. We're getting more and more NEL styles. We've already seen NEL Otoya, NEL Hiyori, and obviously NEL Isagi. And it's become super clear that NEL branding is becoming the meta. So why wouldn't we get NEL Shidou? He's one of the most iconic, aggressive, flashy strikers in the entire series. Fans love him. He's popular in the anime, in the manga, in merch, everywhere. There's just no reason not to release him. And with Loki coming June 14th, we're already halfway there. I mean, the devs even said in their Discord that sneak peeks are coming soon, and they've probably been working on the style for a while now. So, yeah. I'd say there's a 95% chance we're seeing NEL Shidou drop either in late June or early July. Mark my words. Quick little side note, since we're talking about the current patch anyway. Did anyone else notice how rough the community feedback was for Aiku? Like, right after the update, the devs dropped 3 or 4 polls in Discord, and the most voted responses were things like, Aiku is too annoying or OP to play against. He shouldn't have so many shot moves. I don't like the Hydras. And honestly, I kinda agree. Especially that snake shot move. It just doesn't sit right. It looks goofy, it doesn't follow the manga, and it feels super forced. Like, I get that he used to be a striker, but this move just doesn't fit Aiku at all. It's my least favorite thing about the rework, and I'm not even trying to hate. I was actually hyped when I pulled Aiku, but now? I feel like I wasted my pity when all I wanted was Shidou. But hey, on the bright side, since so many people dislike the Hydras and some of the new moves, we might see some changes in the next patch. Maybe they'll tone down territory, maybe they'll replace Snake Shot with something that feels more canon. And if we're lucky, maybe they'll bring in that red snake from the anime. Or even just a regular green snake animation, something a little more grounded. So to sum it all up, I genuinely believe this whole thing, the rarity drop, the ignored poll, the growing NEL roster, it's all leading up to one thing. NEL Shidou. It just makes sense. And if they're setting him up to be the next Mythic, I'm all for it. Just please, devs, give him good animations and don't overdo the edge. Make him clean, strong, stylish, like we know Shidou should be. But now I'm curious what you guys think. Do you agree with the theory? Do you think we'll actually get NEL Shidou next? And how do you feel about regular Shidou being dropped to Legendary? Was that smart, or does it hurt his value too much? Also, what's your honest opinion on Aiku's new moveset? Is it too much, or do you like the Hydras? Let's talk in the comments. I read every reply and try to answer as many as I can, so don't be shy. And yeah, if you enjoyed this breakdown, if you're still watching, then you're amazing. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and help me reach that 20,000 goal by the end of the month. Thanks again for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.